I'm here to teach you to take videos which you've recorded on your flip camera, put them onto your computer, edit them, upload them to YouTube, and put them on your VOHS website. All you need is a flip camera and you're good to go. Flip this, it goes into your USB drive, and we're ready to start. Okay, everybody, I am now going to plug my flip camera into the USB drive, and what's going to happen is two windows are going to pop up. This one, which you can ignore, and then this, which is the software that is loaded in the flip camera that will then be put onto your computer. These two windows that are about to pop up are because of the firewall here. If you do this at your house, this won't happen, and it doesn't matter anyway. So just close these, click OK. And this is the desktop of the FlipShare program. This is the one video clip that's loaded on the camera right now. If you highlight it and click Save, it will load onto your hard drive of your computer. Notice that you have the choice of removing the video from your camera after saving it. As you can see down here, it says saving, and it gives you a progress bar about how far you are to getting it loaded on there. This is a relatively short video, just over 4 minutes, and so it won't take that long, but this one can take a little while. If you have a half-hour lecture, go make yourself some coffee or something. It could take 10-15 minutes or so. So I will come back when this is done. As you can see, it has saved to the library. So that's all you have to do with this program, and so we can close it down. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to start Windows Movie Maker, which you will see if you hit your Start button. Movie Maker is up here because I'd already just run it, but if you haven't, if you click All Programs, you will see it right here. Okay, so this is the Windows Movie Maker desktop, and the first thing to do is to get a video to use. I'm going to click on Add Photos and Videos, which prompts you to browse through your video library. And I am in, let's back up a little bit. If you just go to Videos, I would go to FlipShare Data, and then Videos. Flip loads them so that the most recent one is at the bottom of the page, and if you give it a minute, it gives you a little screenshot preview. And so I'll double click on this, and this will be added to the desktop. And the thing I'll point out is that you have to go through this period where it processes the file and loads it in. I don't know what it's doing except for taking time, and so again, we'll come back when this process is done. And once again, if you do have a long video, make yourself some dinner, come back to it afterwards, put the kids to bed. It could take a little while. But here we have it. And this part is where you can see the viewer's perspective, what the viewer will be seeing. And then over here in this area is the actual length of film. And the way you move through it is with this. This is the print head. When I hit play, you'll see this black line moving, and you can grab it and move it yourself if you drag, just like you were dragging something on the screen. And you can go back and forth and back and forth. You can drag it to other places in the film. You can click somewhere, and wherever you click, it will go within the nearest 5 seconds to that. You can kind of see how the screen's broken up into the same shot over and over again. That marks the 5-second point. Anyway, so what are we going to do with this piece of video? Well, before I get into what it is, I'll show you the first easy thing, and it's found on the Home tab, and it's to add a title, because sometimes, honestly, that's all I do. If I have a piece of a lecture or something like that, I don't need to do anything to it. I just put a title on it and I put it on the YouTube and link it to my webpage. So let's do that first. And then after that, I'm going to show you how to take parts out that you don't like, rearrange things, a couple special effects, but I don't want to take a lot of time. If you've done all this before, you can skip ahead to the part where we upload it to the YouTube and you don't have to watch this part. For those of you that are still here, let's put a title on this. This is a video of me walking around the school looking for my laptop bag, which I left in an unknown location. So I'm going to click title, and as you can see over here, a box appears with a cursor, and I can highlight that. First of all, if you don't see this well, you can make it larger by hitting Control-Shift at the same time, and then the greater than sign. Make it bigger, less than sign makes it smaller. I'm going to call this Dude Where's My Laptop? That's the title. And so see here that it has appeared in front, and you can also see that this is where the text part is, and if I double click on that, the text reappears and I can edit it whenever I want. And also, if I want to double click on it, I can decide how long it lasts. I can make this go from up to 30 seconds. You do want to edit the text. You can change the font size. You can change the font. You can change the color of the text. You can do bold. You can do all of those things. You can right justify, left justify, center. You get the idea. That's functionality is the same as a word processor. So here we are at the beginning of the video, which I'll turn it on while I talk. It's a long journey of me going to different rooms in the building looking for my laptop. So here I am walking down the hall from my classroom, and while this is all very interesting for me to watch because I took the footage, it's not really so interesting for the viewer to watch. And so there's something that you're probably going to want to do, which is to cut that whole part out and just wait till we get to Mr. Lighty's room here, because that's where the action's happening. So I'm going to go back to the beginning. I'm going to grab the video head and I'm going to drag it backwards until just before I want it to start. I'm going to want it to start maybe a couple seconds in the hall, and then right here with Mr. Lighty. So I'll leave the print head right there, and I'm going to go up here to Video Tools and click Edit. When I do that, you see I get a new set of possibilities here. The one I want is Split. Split takes this one large video clip, which is essentially the whole piece of video, and it does exactly what it says. It splits it right at this spot so that these become two separate sections of the video that I can manipulate differently. So here I go, I hit split, and right away I have this part and I have this part. This is the part I want, as you'll remember. This is where we're just about to go into Mr. Lighty's room. And so this part I don't want. You can tell, by the way, when you've highlighted a video clip because of the blue outline that you see extends through the whole clip between the film perforation animations. And so I'm just going to hit delete on this. If I wanted to, I could cut and paste this to somewhere else in the video. And that's easily enough done. If you really get into this, you can figure out how to do this. Sometimes I take funny things and I cut them out and I put them at the end as a bloopers thing, but whatever. Here we go, hitting delete. Now that part's gone. So the beginning is just the part here where I go into Mr. Lighty's office. After I go into Mr. Lighty's office, I leave. And we have another long journey down the hall. That long journey down the hall continues down the stairs. I'm showing you this because I'm trying to find the place where I'm going to cut this next. I'm going down the stairs, I'm on the first floor, and now I'm going to go to AV. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to split it here. I'm going to go back and find the point, which I should have done in the first place, where I leave Mr. Lighty's room. And I'll split it there. So all that stuff in the middle is here. Notice how it's all highlighted. And I'll delete it. So now I leave Mr. Lighty's room. And next thing you know, I'm in the hallway. Now, if you want to do a nifty transition like they do in the real movies, you would click on animations here, and you can see there's all sorts of different things you can do. If I open this up, you can see that there are literally, there's dissolves where the screen dissolves, there's patterns and shapes that wipe the board, there are slow reveals. You can play with it, have fun. Let's make it shatter. Why not? And so you can see by this diagonal that that's now going to shatter. And so let's let it play through that, and you can see what that looks like. See? Makes it a little less abrupt, honestly. And you can do this when you pause to ask a question to your class, and you don't want to sit there through that whole awkward period where you're waiting for the answer, or where somebody says the wrong answer, or where you give the wrong answer. And so you dissolve, and next thing you know, you're in the next place. Here we are in the AV room. And so here I go again, and I'm going to pause again, and I'm going to split it right here by going back to Edit, because I know that I'm going to want to split it there and not have a bunch of stuff. And let's see how far I go until I run into someone or something else. I believe I go to the library next. Yes, and so we'll have me approaching the library. And let's start right there. And I will split. And once again, I will delete. I will put a transition in. How about a star wipe? There we go. Isn't that professional? Okay, you get the idea of this, and here's what I'm going to do. I'm getting tired of this, so I'm going to show you two more things. One is if you go to Edit, you'll see that, let's get it to where I exit the library. There we go. I've exited, and I'm back out in the hall. I'm going to split it here. Uh-oh, where was I? I'll split it here. And then I'll highlight this section, and what I will do is I'm going to increase the speed. So it's sort of like fast walk through the halls. I don't know why you'd want to do this in one of your lectures, but I kind of want to get to the end here. So here I walk through the hall, walk through the hall. I run into Jason. We talk about the Patriots a little bit. He wants to know why on earth they would have gotten rid of Welker. I had to say, I didn't know an answer to that question. And here I am, approaching my final destination, which is going to be Mr. Berninger's office, Mr. Berninger and Mr. Wickberg's office, where it is. And so I'm going to want to get right up to there. I'll split it one more time so that I can slow it down for this last part. And as you can see, I approach his office. I see my bag on the ground, yet I cannot get it because, tragically, the door is locked. Oh well. Now, let's put a little caption in here just to show you that final thing that you might want to add to your video. How about this? Right after I test the doorknob, I'll put a caption in. If we go back to home, we click on caption, you can see another box appears once again with print so tiny that I cannot read it, so I will Control Shift greater than, and I will write the old Homer Simpson D''OH exclamation point. Oh! Maybe I'll make that a little bigger. and I'll move it up here. If you have a special font you like for that, that's great. Okay, and so just to show you what that looks like. Oh. Now, I don't like how that overlapped onto this, and so I just want to show you one more thing, which is that I can change the duration of this text. I can just make it a couple seconds. So this way, by the time it gets to me, I can say, and I can do another caption, say, oh, well, no work tonight. And that is it. So, and then sometimes I'll make this a little bit shorter. No, that's okay. We'll leave it just as it is. And then if you want to, you can put credits on the end. Put credits. Credits appear at the end, and you can type in anything you want to say. In fact, there's no need to write the word credits here. And then starring cast Auerbach as himself. And if you want to, then you can, I'll just show you how to do one more thing. If I wanted to put some music in at this spot for my credits, then if I go back to home, I can click on add music, and it will take you to your My Music library. And I will put in this little thing. Now, what you see is that it has added it throughout. And so I can move it. First of all, I can just take it and I can drag it down to the bottom, and I can just put it here so that it doesn't start till there. You can have it fade in. I always choose medium, and you can have it fade out if you want. You can change the volume if you'd really like to. And so again, this is what that last part is going to look like. So there you go, folks. You've edited a video, and now it's time to save it. The last thing I'm going to show you is the Save Movie button. Now, you can try this to upload it directly to YouTube. Honestly, I save it on my hard drive in a finished form that is not the Windows Movie Maker format. If you click Save Movie, you can choose the setting that you want, high def, to send it as an email. I am going to choose for computer. And I'm going to give it a name. I will call it Dude, Where's My Laptop? I don't know if it's going to let me do the apostrophe. And it saves as an MP4. If you want to, you can save it as a Windows media file, WMV. I'm going to save it as an MP4. And you can see it takes a little while. You might want to get yourself a cup of coffee. So we're back. My video file is done. I can open it in the folder. I can play it if I want to watch myself some more. I think I'm done with that. Or I can just close this window. In fact, I can close the whole thing. Now, really quickly, I did want to point out one other thing, which is that you can see the embedded audio waves. This was the audio that was just ambient while I was recording. And Sometimes you'll want to take that out. For example, if you want to pretend your classroom is a really nice, quiet place, like I like to do. Um, so you can also, if you really want to get into it, you can learn how to play with the editing. So um, the video volume, for example, like if I didn't want this segment to have any sound, I could play with the volume and I could make it as quiet or I could accentuate it. You can make it, if you have music also, you can completely silence the video so that the music is playing. Um, and you can also bring it to the front if you want to make it louder. That depends on what you're really trying to do. So that's just another thing I thought I would point out. Okay, there's a million other little fun things that you can do with this, and I will leave it up to you. Your own interest will drive how far you want to go with this. So I'm going to close this program. It's going to ask me if I want to save my movie. I've already saved it as an MP4. I don't want to save it in the My Movie format because it's not something that I can upload or do anything else with. So I'm just going to say no. I've already got it saved somewhere else. That's fine. Okay, so we are now going to do the last part, um, the last two parts, excuse me, which is to upload it to YouTube. So I will open YouTube. I have a YouTube account. You probably should also if you want to do this. Um, you start out only being able to upload, I think it's 10 minutes at a time. So you want to be aware of that. You might want to break your recordings into 10-minute segments until such time as they tell you you can upload longer stuff. I don't know what I did, but all of a sudden one day I was notified that I could upload things as long as I wanted to. So there you go. Upload is easy. You just click upload. This page comes up. Select files to upload. And I'm going to look for Dude, Where's My Laptop? So there it is. And it's going up pretty quickly. It's not a very big video. It's also after school, so there aren't a million students using the YouTube and listening to music on the computers during the school day. This would take quite a bit longer. So while that's loading, you see here that it has the title. In the description, if you really do have a lecture for students, you would want to say recorded on whatever date it is, 3/21/13. Lecture as if it were an actual student lecture on carbohydrates or whatever, chapter 5.2. That way, this will appear when students look at the link and that they can decide if that's the one they want. Also, tags are things that make your video more searchable. You may or may not want that. You can choose the category, which would be education, theoretically. For me, with science, I always do high school science. And whatever the topic is, going on what I wrote above, even though that's not what this video is about, carbohydrates, organic chemistry. This is mainly so other people searching can find your stuff, and I guess you can become a YouTube star. All right, so let's see if it's done. So it has loaded it. Now it's doing what's called processing, which honestly I have no idea what they're doing when they say they're processing. They're just doing other stuff besides loading it onto memory. And you can see here that I have a link. this is the actual link that the video will be at. So I'm going to copy that link address. That was right click, copy link address, or if you want to, you can highlight it and you'll be good to go. Now, I did just copy the link, so what I'm going to do, so there it is, upload complete. Dude, where's my laptop? So now I'm going to go to my BUHS website, sites.bu6.org. Okay, and I'm going to click on my site, Auerbach. This is my home page. This is where I put the videos. You can see I have a link to all my classes. If you haven't set up one of these yet, it's extremely easy. I think I did mine in an hour and a half, including the pictures. Click on videos. And these are all the videos I have uploaded this year. Great way for students to find your stuff. And they can watch it as many times as they want. I was just looking through these. I know this one's got multiple hits. Most of these have 10 or 20 hits, which, you know what, that doesn't make you a YouTube star, but it means that you have 10 or 20 kids that you don't have to stand there and give a lecture to, and we all know how that is. After school, just you and them lecturing on the same thing you lectured before, it's not going to happen. So they can watch this at home. It's a great resource. Anyway, easy to do. I click add link. This comes up. I paste the URL that I got from here. I am going to call it Dude, Where's My Laptop? I'm going to give it a description. This is where you actually want to have a really good description for your students so that they can know the date, especially since that's the day they missed. You want to give as much information Auerbach looking for his computer. Okay, and then you click add. Couldn't be simpler. You click add, and there it is. Dude, where's my laptop? Let's make sure it works. I click on it. It goes to YouTube. There I am, a YouTube star. Dude, where's my laptop? And folks, here we have it, finished product, just like you want it. And this is available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Students can get this on their smartphones. It's an incredible tool, and I think that it helps a lot of my more marginal students more than anybody else. It helps my students who are very interested in making sure they got everything, but it also helps those kids that miss a lot of class, that get suspended, that have a lot of absences. This is a format that they will take advantage of, believe it or not, and you just might find yourself with some kids that are having some success where they might not have otherwise. Anyway, thank you very much for your time. Bye.